Tuesday of the next week.
Okay, you're on.
Okay. Revelations 12:12. Church, get ready for a wild ride. I'm even beginning to feel the effects of it right now. I believe that maybe this blood moon was about not only the Antichrist, but about this prophecy right here about the devil being cast out of heaven and not allowed to walk before God again as the accuser. He can never accuse us before God again. Not ever. That is a great blessing. Therefore, he's going to come in great wrath, the Bible says, stirring up things on his own. Those people that he has control of, he's going to cause them to cause us a lot of trouble. Listen to what Revelation 12:12 says. It says, "Therefore rejoice, you heavens." Now this is the NIV, and I'm going to read the King James as well. It says, "You heavens and you who dwell in them. But woe unto the earth and the sea, because the devil has gone down to you. He is filled with fury, because he knows his time is short." Okay, and here's what it says in the King James Version right here. I find it real quick. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens." And I know some of you are saying, why you read it both? Because sometimes translations of the Bible bring a heightened enlightenment of what the Bible actually says. It's not wrong to read those other versions as long as you know what the original Bible says, which is the King James. Okay, so this is what it says. "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea." See, it doesn't say, up here it doesn't say anything about the sea. That's important. If the Bible makes an important notation of something that's in the sea, and there's a reason for that, because see, this war is going to happen on the sea as well, and the things in the sea, like the oil wells and stuff, like everything pertaining to the sea, it's going to affect, and the devil's going to make sure of that. It says, "For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows that he hath but a short time." He knows his time is short. That's what's going on right now. All across this land. That's why I'm saying get ready for a wild ride, because the devil is pulling out all the stops. You know, he's for his entire existence, he's had the privilege of walking before God, walking around in heaven, doing whatever he pleased in heaven, stirring up things, causing turmoil and all this kind of stuff. And I'm convinced that the angels up there haven't had anything to do with him for a long time. They won't even speak to the dude. I mean, it's like, you know, when he comes around, it's like a cloud follows him everywhere he goes. But this is what he's thinking, okay? Because of this, he's thinking he has lost something. Excuse me, he lost that a long time ago. When he decided that he was going to try to take over heaven, that's when he lost it. But now he's starting to feel the effect of it. Just like the sinners, as they walk in this life, they think they have the pleasure of sin. They think they have the right to sin. They think that no consequence is going to come, and they think a wrong is being done to them by the Christian because of judgment. No, we're just telling them what's coming. They're not feeling the effect of it yet. I tell people that sometimes. I said, you're not feeling the effect of what's coming. I said, hey, you had no reason to be afraid of me. I said, but you have every reason to be afraid of him who is going to return soon. Because he's coming down with great power, more power than the devil here has ever thought about. He is light. The devil is darkness. You know what happens to darkness when light comes in? It has no strength. Darkness has no strength against light. And that's what will happen. But until then, until the light comes down, until the strength of our light comes down, we are going to be in for a wild ride. The devil will cause great trouble. But this is what you do. You pray, you do what you emphasize. I told my friend online yesterday, I said, this is what you do. You do what you can until God gives you a chance. Until God gives you a chance, you do what you can to keep things going. You lay things in God's hand and pray that God will allow us to survive until that moment when He brings victory in us. Literally what the book of Psalms tells us is that the battle is the Lord's. It's not our fight totally, but God will bring the victory. You know, in this dream that I had, the Lord was giving me a dream that this huge warrior was coming. I mean, it was like David and Goliath, and I was David, you know, but without a sling. And I walked out to face this giant, and I knew that I had a certain strength against him, but I knew that on my own I couldn't overpower him. And all of a sudden, man, out of nowhere, I don't know what it was, this warrior appeared and began to fight on my behalf. And he subdued that rascal. He was every bit as big as he was, and every bit as, now he was a lot stronger. And he subdued him, and he put him down in some kind of a hole, and he began to squeeze him until blood ran out. Blood literally ran out of that dude. And when after a certain amount of blood had come out, poof, he was gone. It was like, battle's over. You know, God will fight on our behalf in this same fashion, and He will make sure that we win the battle, if only we don't give up the faith. Our pastor right now is going through a terrible time. His faith is being tested. This is of God. God is allowing these tests to go on to try our faith, because in those things He's perfecting us in what that we do. There's a lot of people right now that think that they can't afford to give to the church. They can't afford to have compassion on other people. They think they can't afford it. Listen, that's the biggest lie the devil's ever told you. Because in that compassion of your giving is where God blesses you. And in that compassion of helping is where God is going to cause your battle to be won. I'm not talking about money here. Yeah, it has to do with finances, but that's not what God meant for this thing to be all about. Finances is only a tool. It's only a part of the victory. Think about this. This lady that just won $300 million, she's going to end up out here with like $144 million just after everything is over. And when she gets all that money, and she talks about what she's going to do with her family and all that kind of stuff, and that's great. But unless this lady has some kind of a guidance in how to handle what she has just obtained, you know, I heard that she don't go to church. I'm not sure. I heard that she don't. But if she don't, she's not going to have any godly guidance there, and she's going to end up being worse off than what she was before she won it. You know, the thing I noticed first was that was a tragedy, was her family has to be put under like a house arrest, high security. She can't go to the grocery store. She can't go to Walmart. She has to send people there. She got to get servants now to send people to go to those places for her so that they can have the enjoyment that she used to have. It's fun. I'm a shopping nut. I went and bought me a new pair of shoes today. You know, we got. Let me show you this nice shoe right here.
And complain.
And I complained about the price. My wife said, look, you buy a good shoe and it'll last you longer. But I'm the kind of guy that likes to buy those $20 shoes, you know. And if you'll notice here, you can see I'm getting a new background. Out goes the old and in comes the new, you know. And no, we didn't have a great blessing, but you know, this blessing comes from giving, no doubt. And God allowed us to have a blessing. And when we give in our compassion, you know, my neighbor's house burnt and real bad. It was just on the verge of being totally a total loss. But they allowed them to keep it because of the situation they were in. And my wife went down and she worked I don't know how many days helping them get that straightened out. And we gave a certain amount of money, which I'm not going to disclose to anybody. And we helped them get their stuff back in line. And this is the compassion. This is the compassion that we defeat the devil with. I don't care how much wrath he comes with. I don't care how much anger that he has to dish out. I don't care what he's got. Listen, light overcomes darkness. It has no strength when light comes in. Darkness has no strength when light comes in. Listen, the ride's going to be a whole lot smoother for you and for me if we can see where we're going. Amen. Alrighty, thank you for joining me. We'll see you again next time right here. Another great message across in the middle ministry. I got to get to work, folks. God bless.